In order to design our table and make it look nicer, we're at first going to select the first row of the table. We would like to make its text appear in bold, for which we are going to click on the ribbon. Home part of the ribbon reveals a number of options that concern the way the text in the cells looks. So we're going to choose bold, which is this B button in here. And when we click it a number of times, we can see that actually the text switches between being in bold or not. We also see that the ribbon disappears every time. So if we want to make it available permanently, we have to double click on home part of the ribbon. But we won't have ribbon turned on in this case because we want to conserve screen space. So now the next thing is to notice that some things in Microsoft Office can be done in multiple ways. So for instance, we can also right click on this selection on the first row, and we're going to be presented with something called context menu. Context menu means that this menu is going to be different every time we click on different parts of Microsoft Excel. So for instance, right now, since we have text here, we have the option of turning this text into bold or switching it off, switching the bold formatting off. And now the third option is even better. Namely, when we select the first row, we have our hand on the right. We have our right hand on mouse, and normally, for instance, I would let my left hand be in the left lower corner of the keyboard, and that's the place where there are many keyboard shortcuts come from. This means that you can actually also use keyboard to give those bold commands. So for instance, right now let's press Control, let's hold it, and let's press B. So Control B will switch between bold and not. We already saw one keyboard shortcut, which was F4, which gave us those dollar signs we needed for copying. And Control B is not something that should necessarily be remembered. The most important things are F4 for dollar signs, and now the second keyboard shortcut we're going to look at today, which is also very, very widely used, is when we select the table and we want to make border lines around it, we can click on Control 1, hold Control and click on 1. The dialog box that has appeared right now, we're going to consider it in greater length, but let us first say that Control 1 is also achieved by right-clicking and choosing Format Cells. So, but the reason why we would prefer to give it with left hand and then use mouse for the subsequent actions is that now, for instance, we are presented with options regarding the border of the table. We're going to be able to click on a color for our border, then let's say turn on the thick line, put it up above the table, then switch to dotted lines, put them in the middle, and switch to even more options as to how the lines look, and click OK. And as we can see, it's really quickly changed the appearance of our table. But we're going to begin with a rather plain table, so let's select it again with the mouse with the right hand, click Control 1 with left hand, now click None, Outline Inside. Sorry, we are going to click it, but first let's turn to our most basic line types, black and single line. And now by clicking None, Outline Inside, we will have all the table given such a most simple format. Now, the next thing